we are ordered to say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I testify that there is no deity worthy of being worshipped except Allah, and that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his messenger and servant. And the meaning of I testify that Prophet Muhammad is his messenger and servant, the scholars say that to believe in whatever he says and to obey him in whatever he orders and to refrain from whatever he prohibited and not to worship Allah except by what he had taught us and done. وَأَنْ لَا يُعْبَدَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بِمَا شَرَعَ. This means that if I see the imam after every congregational prayer flips around, faces the congregation and says, ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم اغفر لنا اللهم ارحمنا اللهم ارزقنا الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة, and everybody saying Ameen, 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 and different set of adhkar and dua. Question: was this ever reported to be done by the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, or the four caliphs of Islam, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman and Ali, or any of the companions? Answer: no. And no one has the audacity to lie and say, yes, because they would be blatant liars, because we will tell them, bring me the hadith from the books of Bukhari, Muslim, An-Nasa'i, Abi Dawood, Tirmidhi, or Ibn Majah, or the Masanid, or the Al-Mustadrakat, or Al-Musannafat. Bring me your evidence. You say, I don't have evidence, but our Mawlana used to do this. Subhanallah. Something the Prophet ﷺ did not do. How will you meet Allah on the day of judgment telling him, yeah, the Prophet didn't do it because he didn't know that it was good, or he knew it was good but he did not tell it to us? Either way, this is kufr. So the only third alternative and choice is we're making an innovation. Something the Prophet didn't do, ﷺ, nor the companions, we're doing it even though. If this is the case, they are people of innovation, following their whims and desires. And there are so many in the world. And that is why they hate us. Because we tell them, Akhi, worship Allah, get closer to Allah only by following Qur'an and the Sunnah. I said, no, we follow our Mawlana. We follow blindly our scholars. You go to the Haram and you will find the row beautifully aligned. And you find this brother from these countries putting his feet so tight together as if he's biologically something wrong, defected. And he's keeping like half a meter between him and the next one. Subhanallah. Why are you leaving gaps? Mawlana said, the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, do not leave gaps between you and the worshippers next to you because shaitan will come and intervene. He said, I follow Mawlana. Then I cannot help you. My job is to draw you closer to Allah to the best of my ability through the Qur'an and the Sunnah. What is your job? Criticizing those who teach people the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, who draw people closer to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and implementing his Sunnah in their lives, in their worship, in every single aspect. Your job is to make them resent and look down upon these callers to Allah Azza wa Jal. You have your arena to do whatever you want, but you will face the consequences in your grave and in the hereafter. And I promise you will face the consequences in this life, in your life. We, on the other hand, don't care, because we know that we are calling people to Quran and to the authentic Sunnah. There are many haters of you and your da'wah, Sheikh. Who cares? Who cares? As long as Allah is pleased with us when we're trying our level best according to the Quran and Sunnah, we're having the proof. Then we don't care about who hates us or resents us or has any beef with us.
Sufyana from Algeria, she says, am I allowed to masturbate in case I'm sexually excited? Masturbation is a sin. An individual cannot sexually entertain himself unless it's with his wife or with what his right hand possesses, and which is not available at the present time. So a person can only entertain himself sexually with his wife. She can do whatever she wants with him, and he can do whatever he wants with her, providing that the Islamic boundaries are followed, which is not the proper place to discuss them now. Masturbation, Allah Azza wa Jal described it as a form of transgression, because He told us that the believers preserve their private parts except from their wives and what their right hand possesses, and whoever seeks his pleasure other than these two, then he would be committing a form of transgression. Therefore, when you come to such a question, if a person is sexually excited, is it permissible for him to masturbate? The answer is no. Because during the day and the night, with present day's media, internet, chatting, phone calls, SMSs, magazines, newspapers, billboards, etc., people are constantly excited sexually because they're not lowering their gaze. They're not following the Qur'an and the Sunnah. And that is why they're always hyper. So does this mean that this sin becomes permissible? The answer is no. It is forbidden to commit such an evil when a person is excited. If he is excited, then he should do what Allah or the Prophet ﷺ commanded him to do, and that is to get married. So if you have a wife or if you have a husband, then go and satisfy yourself with your spouse. If you don't, and you're still excited, then you have to fast, because this shortens your temper and makes this urge of having a sexual desire far lesser in extent with the grace of Allah Azza wa Jal.